a whole bunch of things about it now that you would never do building it, like it would, you know, there'd be washrooms and there'd be a lobby and a few other things that are useful.
A staple along Main Street, Niagara-on-the-Lake for over 100 years, the Royal George Theatre, built in 1915 as a lecture hall for the troops garrisoned in the town during the First World War, is one of the oldest operating theatres in Ontario, but will next year host its final production.
The foundation is, as I say, made of clay, and it's dissolved, and so every time it rains or we get snow melt, water pours through the walls and makes it very dangerous to work in the building. So we've lost lots of performances this last couple of years to it.
After becoming a movie theatre and then vaudeville house for many years, it has been operated by the Shaw Festival since the 1980s, who will be tearing down the historical building due to its crumbling foundation and lack of modern requirements.
It generates about 100,000 people a year of tourism on the main street, which is about $70 million a year here. So when the building's closed, it means those people aren't coming onto the main street. They'll go to our other theaters, but they're not downtown. And so we're really trying to figure out how we take down the building, rebuild it sympathetically to the streetscape, but at the same time make all the necessary improvements. This alley, all the way to the back, in the winter, in the summer, in the rain, in the snow. You can imagine that we're not very happy about this. There are washrooms in the building, but they're down a spiral staircase, so if you have mobility challenges, that is your best access washroom.
The rebuild will create a bigger and more accessible state-of-the-art theatre on its original Queen Street location in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Do you envision it still looking like this?
Very similar, yes. We love the George. Tim Carroll and I talk about the jewel box style theatre that we are in right now as something that's very rare in Canada. There are very few of them, and this is one of the nicest.
Well, the hope is that government funding would be in place for construction to start January of 2026. In Niagara-on-the-Lake, Audra Brown, City News.